look at my crystals. These are crystals. You have some too. And we're going to do a thing where we're going to activate them together. So I think it's important to talk about what these things are in the first place. This is obviously a dense material that stores frequency. So you can use it in many different ways depending on the frequency that it has stored. And so what we're going to do today is we're going to change the frequency that is stored in your crystal. And it doesn't really matter which crystal you use. You can use a labradorite, you can use a clear quartz, you can use anything that you have, because yes, the properties of the crystal do matter, but more important to that is you and what you program it to do. So you bring a huge energy, you bring a frequency to any spiritual practice that you do. So if you decide that the crystal is more powerful than you, then it is. If you decide that your energy and your frequency is more powerful than the crystal, then it is. So in this case, what we want to do is leverage that. So I'm going to do an activation in this video that you're going to participate in. And together, we are going to change the frequency of your crystal. And we can even program it with whatever frequency we might want. But in this case, we're just going to go with kind of a general activation. So one of the first things that I would love for you to do is to take your crystal and cup it in your hands, completely cover it up. And really feel it in your hands. And I want you to close your eyes and notice the energy that comes off the crystal. Some of us are able to detect subtleties that other people aren't. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter whether you can detect that or not. Feel the energy that comes off the crystal. In many cases, you can feel it as a tingling, a pulse, or I'll just let you decide what you feel. So go ahead and feel that for a second. And once you have a good handle on that, then with your hands still cupped around it and your eyes still closed, I want you to go ahead and ask it a question. The question that I want you to ask is simply, would you, Crystal, like to be activated by Xane today? And just wait for a response. You're probably going to hear an affirmation, a confirmation, or maybe a no. And if for some reason you hear a no, then go ahead and take a look at your other crystals. And from here, before you even grab it, just look at the group of crystals you might have in front of you. And you can ask the question, hey, which one of you would like to be activated by Xane today? And one of them is going to call out to you. You're going to know it right away. So assuming that you've found the crystal that you want, and you've done that test where you can really feel what it feels like, then now what I want you to do is take a look at it. Take a really good, hard look at this crystal. Think about all the nuance that you possibly can. Try to remember as much as you can about this particular crystal. Think of the stratification of the lines, of the cracks. Think of the color. Think of the hue. Think of the brightness or the darkness. This is easiest with a clear quartz because you can actually see through it and you can see the clouds and the changes inside. But whatever crystal it is, it's okay. It doesn't really matter. Just try to commit to memory as much as you possibly can about the physical makeup of the crystal. So once you've done that, what you're going to do is you're going to cup it back in your hands again. And we're going to do an activation. The way my activations work is I'm going to make a very loud sound, actually, as you concentrate on this crystal. So you're channeling my activation through you and all the way through to the crystal. So go ahead and close your eyes, focus on the crystal. Activating the crystal in your hand, cupped in your hands right now. Awaken! Good. Okay. So now, with your eyes still closed, keep your hands cupped around the crystal and see if you notice a difference in the energy signature. You paid attention to it before. You noticed whether it vibrated, it pulsed, it tingled. Check and see if something has changed. Most likely you're feeling more intensity from whatever you felt before. Okay, and when you're satisfied with that, then go ahead and open your eyes and take a look at the crystal again. Remember those things that you tried to memorize beforehand: the stratification, the cracks, the color, the brightness or the darkness. And see if you notice a physical change that has occurred. For some crystals, it's very hard to see this. For some crystals, it's very easy to see this. Like I was saying, the clear quartz is the most obvious. You'll really notice a difference in the clarity, or there might be more clouds or more cracks, or there might be fewer. It might have cleared some things up. It totally depends on the individual crystal. So what did we actually do? We changed the frequency of the crystal to be something that is most beneficial for you at this time. How you use this crystal moving forward is entirely up to you. If you would like to, you can set it on your third eye. You can set it on your heart chakra, wherever you would like to, and feel the energy, feel the pulse as it moves through your body. When I first did this a long time ago, that was something that I did, and I was quite surprised at how much of a difference that it seemed to make across my entire body. After a little while of letting it sit there and resonate with me, then I remember picking it up off of my chest and then feeling the change, the drastic change of not having it actually touching that heart chakra area. So experiment with this. So what's really cool about this is you can keep watching this video over and over again and activate all of your crystals one at a time all the way through. And then there's another thing that you can do. You can download an activation off of my website. It's a free activation. I'll leave a link in the description below. And with that one, you can activate your crystal specifically programmed so that it raises your vibrational frequency. And then you can use it in your spiritual practice. You can use it when you meditate. You can use it as you lay down, as you take a nap, put it under your pillow, any number of things. And you can even ask the crystal, hey, how should I use you? What's the best way that I can make use of your vibrational frequency? And it might tell you to carry it around with you all the time, or to do one of those things that I just said a minute ago. All right. Well, thank you so much for watching this video, for participating in that activation. I hope that it's helpful. I hope you enjoyed it. And I hope you noticed the transformation that your crystal went through. I would say that 75% of the time it does change in some way, but a lot of times it's very hard to actually see that change because it's so subtle. In a crystal like this, it's so complicated. It's very hard to find all these little nuances and details that could show the actual transformation. But it did happen, it did change, and it certainly changed at a frequency level. So thank you again. I love you unconditionally, and I'll see you in the next video.